Welcome to Clean and Sober Radio, brought to you in part by Jefferson University Hospitals and Thomas Jefferson University, providing excellent clinical and compassionate care in the Philadelphia region, a proven leader in healthcare and education since 1825. And now, here are your hosts, Gary Hendler and Mark Sigmund.
Hey, hi, everybody. Thanks for joining Clean and Sober Radio. Clean and Sober Radio features real people with real stories about addiction to drugs and alcohol. Mark Sigmund, what's new this week in recovery news?
We got some good news this week. An experimental fentanyl vaccine that has spent years in development is now entering a new phase, offering hope in the fight against the nation's ongoing overdose epidemic. Basically, during these experiments, scientists combined a fentanyl-like molecule with components derived from E. coli. In return, the body activates the immune system, and when it does, it creates antibodies that are able to bind to fentanyl, preventing it from crossing the blood-brain barrier. It's in the first trial phase. University of Houston has done a lot of work on this, and they've had really good results when they were doing experiments. Now they need to figure out how long the protection lasts, who would most benefit from receiving it, and if there's any challenges for patients who may need fentanyl-based anesthesia during medical procedures.
Okay, that's interesting. That's good stuff. My concern is by the time they actually get this product on the market, we'll have moved on well beyond fentanyl.
We'll see. I mean, it might be fast-tracked with what's going on, and we might be seeing a glimpse into treatment for addiction in the future.
Beautiful.
I mean, you've never heard of vaccines actually used before. And so if this works, this could be a game changer.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Anything that moves it in the right direction.
Absolutely.
What else you got?
Secondly, the Supreme Court has delivered another win for gun rights advocates, ruling that the Constitution protects the right of habitual marijuana users to own a firearm. The justices ruled unanimously Thursday in favor of a Texas man who challenged a longstanding federal law making it a crime for a person who is an unlawful user of or addicted to any controlled substances. It was a 5-4 decision, and basically the Supreme Court looked at this right to bear arms, and they said that, hey, even if somebody's addicted, they should be able to own a gun.
Yeah, but, as we were talking before we started the show, the right to bear arms, when that was conceived, there was no thought of these illicit drugs.
That's true. And the other part of it is that people that drink alcohol are able to have guns.
Right. That's the problem, right?
It's kind of one of those things.
But if you do have a conviction, I know for a felony for sure, and probably some misdemeanors, you cannot own a gun.
Yes, and I don't think this affects that. I think this is, for people that, of course, don't have felonies and things like that. So
okay.
We'll see what happens, right? And I don't know how this would affect state laws. I guess because it's federal, it supersedes state. But we'll have to wait and see.
Good. Okay, very good. Hey, listen, I just want to say something. We used to say this a lot, and I haven't in a while. Everybody should know that, there are no drive-throughs. There are no delivery services to get into recovery. But what there is available are resources to assist you, and there's resources there to help. So everybody needs to know this isn't a dead-end situation if you want and need help. All right. So when we come back, our guest today is absolutely one of our favorites. He's in the studio right now. It's Judge Christopher Mattox, Delaware County, Pennsylvania Magisterial District Judge, and that's in Pennsylvania. And when we come back, we're going to learn all about him, his rulings, his views, and it'll be a very interesting show. We'll be right back.
610-632-8601. This is Clean and Sober Radio.
Welcome back to Clean and Sober Radio. You can always enjoy this show on these radio stations: WWDB 860 Philadelphia, WPEN 97.5 High Def 2 in Philly, WGAC in Augusta, Georgia, WJBR 1010 Tampa, Florida, a host of other ones. And as I said last week, we just picked up another station in Massachusetts, an FM station.
Hello, Massachusetts, and we are on YouTube now. If you want to look it up and find some of the old shows, and again, subscribe to our podcast, it's all over the internet.
There you go.
It's the easiest way to put it.
There you go. By the way, that song that we just played, Here Comes the Judge, if any of our listeners can tell us who sang that song, we'll be glad to send them a coin that would represent, a gold coin to represent their years in sobriety.
Yes, and how many people can tell us how nervous they were when the judge came out and was sitting above you, looking down at you, about to sentence you?
Well, okay. 610-632-8601. That's where we are. Judge Christopher Mattox, welcome to Clean and Sober Radio.
Thank you.
We have a special place in our heart for you, man. You've been with us a long time.
I think this is year 6.
Is it?
I think so.
Once a year we get you.
Yes.
6 years.
When the
think
court's
so,
closed.
yeah.
And do you know why the court is closed today?
I do. It's a very special holiday called Juneteenth.
And what does that represent? I can tell you if you don't know.
African Americans and the Emancipation Proclamation in 1865.
And what state was the last state to hold these poor people hostage? I'll tell you.
Yeah, let's hear
It
it.
starts with a T.
Texas.
Tennessee.
Texas.
Texas? Okay, Texas. Texas. That's it.
It's Texas.
Thanks, man. I got it.
But you got the real important part of this.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Abraham
Emancipation,
Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln,
1864,
right?
The whole bit.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you.
I'm always fascinated with your profession. You know that
Right.
about me. And I just think being a judge is probably, because I can never be one of the greatest jobs of all time. It's so much responsibility, so much power. You used to get a lot of respect. I hope you still get some. And, let's talk a little bit about your background. You grew up in Philadelphia?
In Drexel Hill.
Okay, suburbs, Delaware County.
Suburbs of Philadelphia in Delaware County.
Yeah.
Went to Catholic grade school at St. Charles.
Mm-hmm.
From there, I went to high school at Monsignor Bonner.
Okay.
And then I went to Temple for psychology and got a Bachelor of Arts in psychology there.
Does that help you on the bench?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, every day. Every day.
Okay.
So, and after that, I went to Widener Law School. And then after that, I got my master's in trial advocacy back at Temple University for people who specialize in doing, the big jury trials and whatnot. I got that degree in 1999, and then about 2002, I was approached, hey, how would you like to be the judge in Upper Darby? I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a good job. Well, you have to run for election. You have to, at the time, I was not living in Upper Darby. I was living in Westchester.
Okay.
Actually it was Springfield. They said, you have to move back. And I said, okay. So I moved back and I established residency for a year. And then I was eligible to run that following year in election. We run on odd number years.
Mm-hmm.
So your legislators and your governors and all, state reps, and they're even years. So this year is an even year. So we have governor up, right?
Yeah.
And and all the state reps. Not that I'm not political. I'm not allowed to be, but I'm just pointing this out. And then on the odd years, the judges will run, and some county positions will run in the odd years. And we run every 6 years. So I'm in my 5th year of my 4th term. So I'm in my 23rd year.
So you were first in 2003?
Yes.
2009, 2015, 2021.
And then 2027.
2027, every 6 years. By the way, Mark, we'll go back a little bit. Chris comes from an incredibly huge family. How many siblings?
9 brothers, 3 sisters.
And Jennifer Marie Maddox is watching the show right now. By the
Great.
way. Okay.
Great. I think I know her.
I think she's your sister. She claims to be your sister.
She has 9 children, by the way, 7 girls and 2 boys. So it flipped.
Wow.
How do you keep that?
I don't know.
I can't even keep 2 kids straight. to tell you the truth.
yeah. How do you afford it? 9 kids.
Yeah. How do you afford it?
These days.
Exactly.
All right. So, we just for transparency, Chris and I, we do a lot of stuff together. We go out to eat a lot, so we really get to know each other. He knows my history. I know his history. And Judge Mattox is a very compassionate guy. He's stern when he has to be, but he absolutely gets the problem of addiction. So, Judge, when you have somebody in front of you, how does addiction play into sometimes your decisions on what to do?
Right. So there's a distinction between a dealer or a violent criminal
Yeah.
and then someone who needs help.
Yeah.
So a while back, we developed this thing called the Second Chance Court in Delaware County, and that is for people who have drug addiction that come in for an arraignment, which is the first proceeding where they see the judge.
Right. You're the
And
first
it's
guy.
our level. It's the MDJ level.
Yeah, you're the first woman or man.
Man, right.
Well, I know you're a man.
Yeah, of course.
That somebody who has been charged with something gets in front of. You're the
Correct.
first line.
Yes.
Okay.
And really, a lot can be done then. And so they realized that, and they decided, well, let's have this thing called the Second Chance Court, where we get them to a drug and alcohol evaluation. So we have to put a little bail on them to keep them in, just to get them to the evaluation, and then get them in front of the MDJ for the preliminary hearing. And then from there, they get into the program, and if they go throughout the program, all the charges are pretty much dismissed, basically.
How long is the program in Delaware County?
What do you mean, how?
Is it a program is it like drug court?
Yeah, well, yes, and drug court would handle it at the next level.
I see.
But this is a special program called Second Chance Court,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
But it's not available for obviously people that are dealing or very violent crimes, criminals like that. So yeah.
Interesting. By the way, Mark, this week, I just want to give Montgomery County a little plug. Judge Stephen O'Neill, who started drug court in Montgomery County 20 years ago, they had an event this year just to celebrate it. And there were 805 people that have gone through that program successfully when they left it. I'm not saying that everybody was successful, and it was interesting. Well, the judges from Montgomery County were there, and our friend Superior Court Justice Kevin Doherty was there. And it was interesting to see how these programs that Judge Mattox is talking about, they do work.
Oh, they
do
absolutely
work.
do. And the numbers back it up when
Yeah.
you look at studies. And I've had, as a clinician, I've had numerous people go through treatment courts and do very well. And it's definitely a good approach.
And it's not easy.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
And so personally for me, when
Yeah.
I see somebody in front of me, I just come to the conclusion that jail is not the right place. And it just kind of hits you when you're dealing with them. Some people don't have that, but I have that feel.
I'm glad. I'm glad. So does Andrea Duffy.
Yeah,
in Montgomery
absolutely.
County.
Yeah. And so I look for, what's the best way that we can, move this through the system. And it's sad because it used to be, people would come in front of you and they would be stealing like baby formula or something like that. And you knew they were getting it to sell it, to like get drug. Like it was like a common thing. Like, why are these people stealing baby formula, right? Now I'm talking when I first started. I was talking to Gary the other night. It was interesting to me that I now am seeing a lot of meth again. And like when I first started, it was heroin or, so now I'm 23 years into it. Now, when I was a kid growing up in the 70s and the 80s and an older kid, meth was a big, like I knew what it was. I heard about it. But then the last, I don't know, as long as I've been a judge, it wasn't really like a big thing that came in front of me. But now lately, more and more, the cases that I'm getting are meth is involved in almost every case.
Wow.
And I think, Gary, you had said something about heroin is like short, whatever. I mean, good. I'm glad it's short. There's a
Well,
shortage.
I think we were talking about Kensington.
Yeah.
There's really no heroin.
Right.
It's all
Yeah.
fentanyl and xyloline and whatever is next.
Yeah, but that's the other point. Somebody's gonna find something else. So.
Yes, yeah.
And that's a shame. But
Yeah.
but getting back to the point of it was that just that there's a difference between people that are in front of you that are suffering and, maybe this was a way to say, help me, or, maybe this was just something that, thank God this did happen because now we can get them to the right spot.
Right.
And more, as you've pointed out many occasions, the judges are getting it.
Yeah.
The police are getting it.
Yeah.
The other, the rest of the criminal justice system is getting it. And they're understanding that something has to be done other than incarceration to make a difference and try to really work on the problem. And I'm not going to say solve it because I don't think he can, but help, alleviate what is occurring. And another thing that always hits me when I speak on this program is when the first time I was here, you were always talking about stigma. And that never left me. So when I got back on the bench, I would notice that, people would be like dealt with a little bit differently. And I didn't think that was right. And so I always make sure that like I deal with people straight up, like it's my brother, my sister, or whoever, somebody that I know that's coming in front of me, and not like, oh, that's a druggie, or
I was just going to ask you,
Yeah.
when you're sitting on the bench and it's a younger person,
Right.
do you ever think of this could be my daughter?
Sure.
This
or
could
my brother,
Right.
Or a nephew or
Yeah,
anybody.
it was so good you
And
have that compassion because, and I'm hoping it's going in that direction, as you just said. I think it is. Judges are starting to realize, as you said, you can't incarcerate out of this problem. It's you and Andrea Duffy, because we know you guys the best.
Right.
Really have a feeling of compassion.
And you guys take the disease concept seriously,
Right.
Because this is a medical illness, right? So it must be. Have you had the success stories where people come back and
Yeah. So the one mother came back and she said, I just want to thank you. You saved my daughter's life. I mean, I cry. It's like, where it gets to you. It really, and it should. I mean, that's good. It gets to you. But, and then I've had people tell me that, thank God. I had an addict come in front of me. I dealt with him sternly at first. And then when he came back, he said, Judge, I want to thank you. You saved my life. So that was great. Like, I mean, he was like giving me all the excuses. Oh, it's just a thing. And, if you release me and, I'll be okay. And I see the family behind. I'm like, no.
How did you save his life? Did you
I
let him go?
I put him in the jail.
Yeah, for how?
And then it was like 2-3 weeks, and then brought him back for the preliminary hearing. And it's just that brief period.
Yeah.
He said, you know what? If you had, he was basically telling me, if you had let me go, I would have probably gone out and died. Yeah. So that hits you.
I mean, how powerful is that? Now, do you ever get pushback from the DA's office if they bring a charge? Does everybody who comes in front of you come with an assistant district attorney?
In my court, we have an assistant district attorney that handles the case.
All
In
right.
smaller courts or smaller municipalities, sometimes they have the police prosecute.
The police. So, do you ever get into it with the district attorney says, "Oh no, Judge, we want that person locked up," and you're feeling, "Hey, give him a chance."
Well, they get to say what they want. The defense attorney or the public defender gets to say what they want, and then I get to make the decision.
Mark, is that the best?
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
So when you have someone who, look, everybody has it in their family, right?
Yeah.
Everybody has, so if you're aware of it and you can kind of see where it's going and what maybe moves that you can make as a judge to kind of make sure that this person goes in the right direction. Now, whether it takes, who knows, but...
when we put the promo out last night, there were some responses, and several of them were saying, Judge Mattox is the greatest. I mean, and I think we've spoken about this. The community knows that you are a good guy.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I love hearing that, and I did see them, and I thank those people personally because I thought that was really nice.
Oh,
but
he's so arrogant, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest part of our job, I think, is being involved in the community, and some people get it and some people don't.
Yeah.
So I think I get it because I go to everything I can go to that's not political. I go to, I sit on a board of a church in Upper Darby. We'll be having a Father's Day thing tomorrow. So happy Father's Day to all the Father's Day out there. Happy Father's Day to you too as well.
Thank you.
But yeah, so I mean, the more of that you do, the better. I mean, there's some pushback because I once, when I first became a judge, I did a thing called Meet the Judges, and I got 10 or 11 of my colleagues, and we did it at the Watkins Center in Upper Darby, which was it's for old people, like an old, senior center, I guess. I know, I was going to say old folks. It's a senior center.
Yeah.
But we were doing this event, and it was like an assistant prosecutor from the feds was there, and he came up to me and he said, "Judge, thank you for doing this." He goes, "We can't get judges to do this in Philadelphia. We can't get judges on the federal bench to do this. Now, I'm sure you can now, so I'm not dissing the federal bench or the judges in Philadelphia. But 23 years ago when I started and I said, hey, let's do a Meet the Judges because I'm new and I want to meet people, that was what sort of this attorney said to me. And he was an older gentleman. He was like in his 60s. And he just said, Judge, this is great. I don't know any judges that would do this. But,
well, also because I think the perception, at least going back a little bit, is, the judges, oh my God, they're not real people, and they're sit up high, and they're intimidating the hell out of everybody. And but it's really good that you do that stuff. By the way, if you want to talk to Judge Mattox, who is our guest today, please give us a call at 610-632-8601. If you're listening and you want to watch us, go to Facebook, go to our Facebook page, Clean and Sober Radio, right now, and you can watch us. And we have a couple folks right now. Obviously, Jennifer Marie Mattox, your sister. She said to me, that's my brother. I get it, Jennifer. Also, we have Linda Carroll. Hey, y'all, happy Friday from Wynwood, PA. I hope you're feeling better, Linda, for sure. And Mike Burke from Media, Pennsylvania, Delaware County. That's your neck of the woods. So there are people watching us right now. All right, so Chris. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, Chris, does it Judge Mattox? I'm
no,
very
Chris
sorry.
Is fine.
Very sorry.
It's Chris.
Are there cases that you take home with you at night where it's really split? It's like, man, I want this guy to get treatment, but are they going to go out and get in a drunk driving accident? Are there ones that you take home at night?
Yeah, definitely. But as I said before, like, if we make a mistake, it's going to be reviewed at the next level because we do the preliminary hearing and it moves on to the hearing out media, the trial, right?
Common pleas.
Yeah,
right?
unless it ends at our level, which some things can. And even like other matters like civil cases or whatnot, everything's appealable. But and we're human, so we make mistakes, but you put your faith in a certain person and you say, hey, I think that the way to go with this is treatment, and let's see how they make out, and let's hope that something doesn't happen, right?
Good stuff. Hey, we have to take our first break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
This is Clean and Sober Radio.
A cancer diagnosis can knock the wind out of you. The Sidney Kimmel Cancer Center at Abington Jefferson Health can help. Our brand new Asplund Cancer Pavilion brings you 86,000 square feet of cancer-fighting science for truly comprehensive care. Backed by the strength of an NCI-designated cancer center. Call 1-800-JEFF now. The Sidney Kimmel Cancer Center at Abington Jefferson Health. The power to out-science cancer.
Hi, this is Bobby Rydell, and you're listening to Clean and Sober Radio.
610-632-8601. This is Clean and Sober Radio.
Welcome back to Clean and Sober Radio. And if any of our audience can tell us who sang that song, because obviously nobody knew the first one, we have a prize for you.
It's a big prize, right?
It's a big prize.
Big prize.
It's a 1960. Well, anyway,
there we go.
So the person that sang the first song, it was an artist in the late 50s. His name was Shorty Long.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So all right.
Never heard that name before in my life.
Well, one-hit wonder, baby.
One-hit wonder.
Hey, I just want a couple more people jumped on here who are watching the show. M8. Hello, Your Honor. C. Ruger down in North Carolina.
C. Ruger.
James Bilderback. Hello from Ventnor, New Jersey. Great show as usual. He lives on the same floor as I do down the street.
Hopefully he's on the beach right now.
Well, no,
listening.
he listens every Friday like the judge does.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's all. And he's just a wonderful, wonderful guy. Okay, we're back. Clean and Sober Radio with Judge Christopher Mattox. So, Judge, what is the difference? Oh, no, not. Let me get to an email that we got to ask the question. Michelle D. from Tampa, Florida. We broadcast out of Tampa. Can the judge explain, is there a difference in magisterial judges state by state? Or is it the same level state by state? Do you know, Chris?
No, they're different levels. Like a magistrate in Delaware might even be their trial level.
Okay.
But in Pennsylvania, the magisterial district judge is the first level. And interestingly, we're not all lawyers. I am.
Right.
But if you pass a test in Harrisburg, it's like a 6-week course.
Yeah,
I know.
Do you know that you don't have to be a judge, a lawyer in Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
I always say to Chris, aren't these guys up on the bench intimidated by a very sharp lawyer? I mean, you know the law, but the guys that didn't go to law school, how do they know the law, Chris?
Well, the only thing I can tell you is in Delaware County, we've had many non-lawyer judges, and some of them have been better than the lawyer judges. So it's really tough to say. Yeah, I really think it's a job of common sense mainly, and then, like I said, that community involvement. I think if you have those two things, you'd be a good magisterial district judge.
But if I was a lawyer,
and the legal stuff helps.
If I was a lawyer and you were on the bench and you weren't a lawyer, I'd start referencing case law, and you would have no idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but the good thing is you have to prove your case to the judge. So the judge can just sit back and say, okay, well, I'm not impressed. Or, okay, I understand what you're saying, and I think I will take that under advisement, or whatever. But the lawyers, but most lawyers that come in front of us, they're not gonna try to push around a judge that isn't a lawyer. They're just gonna present their case. And they're gonna.
Mark, you could become a judge.
Absolutely.
I mean, why not? Right?
You have to. Well, I don't want to say where he lives, but you have to live in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay. That knocks that out. You know. And I had a quick question for you. When you have a case and you have somebody standing in front of you and they have their whole family in the background, does that make it tougher with the decision? Like when you see a mom crying, or they have support there.
Yeah. No, it doesn't make my decision tougher, but a lot of times in a bail argument they'll say, and we have mom here and grandmom, and stand up, the lawyer, stand up, stand up. And then it's like you feel like, oh geez, is this what this is going to be? But no, this is my 23rd year. I'm pretty good at it, and I come from a huge family, so I'm not intimidated by big. I mean, that's like my family at Christmas or something. I can handle it. But lawyers are feisty. Like I had a lawyer the other day that was in front of me, and he was making a bail argument, and he said, "And Judge, he is he's one of 12 children, and then and there was 2 co-defendants, so there's 3 defendants and 3 lawyers, and they all look and I said." He knows I'm one of 13, and then they all were like, I said, well, go ahead, continue. So it was just, but my point is that the lawyers are smart, and they use whatever they can use to kind of get to you. But look, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I just do whatever I think is right, what I've been trained to do, what I know. And like I said, having 23 years experience is different than having 1 year experience or 2 years.
Chris, are you saying you've been on the bench for 23 years?
Yes.
Are you seeing the charges or the people showing up, is it getting worse? Is the drug and alcohol stuff getting worse, or is it staying the same? Is it getting better? I don't see it getting better, but you have a different perspective. You see the criminal aspect of it.
I do see that with the LEDI program, which Mark always asks me to explain, but it's a law enforcement thing, so I can't really explain it. It's a state initiative too. But basically with that and some other things, I actually see less prosecution of certain crimes in front of me, but the stuff that still, and I'm very normal, so I say words like stuff rather than case. I don't really, Anyway, the stuff that comes in front of me is still pretty hard to take sometimes. Some of the stuff that I see, any kind of offense that involves a young child always gets to me.
Of course.
And I guess that's with anybody, but I guess some people might have other kinds of cases that really get to them. But when I see a kid that just like, sometimes I sit there and I say, this poor kid doesn't have a shot. What's going on with their life and what happened to them, and it just gets me.
And
Yeah.
your court is in a very diverse community, so
Right.
you see everything.
More and more now, I have more interpreters in my court than ever. Upper Darby has, like, they say 87,000 residents. I think it's closer to 90 now, and probably 85 different languages that are probably spoken.
Are you comfortable that the translation is what you want it to be? Or?
Well, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, right.
But I do swear them in. I swear the interpreters in at every case. Do you solemnly swear that you will interpret, blah, blah, blah.
Can I ask you about that?
Yeah.
Everybody gets sworn in.
Right.
If everybody's telling the truth, there's no reason to swear anybody in.
Yeah. Well, number one, they're not all telling the truth.
Right.
But we do it. It's a formality,
Yeah,
I guess.
Sure.
But again, that's sort of one of the judge's main decisions is the credibility of these, although they say credibility is not an issue at a preliminary hearing, and it isn't. But like, if you think somebody on the stand is just lying through their teeth, and you can make that, you can draw that conclusion, and that can figure into your decision making.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So
Mark, that Judge Mattox has had me several times sit up on the bench with him,
yeah, definitely.
which is so cool. Because, my issue with getting thrown out of law school, it was the closest I could get to that. It was very...
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe you can bring Mark to the new court, and then we can do something. But yeah, there's a new court now in Upper Darby,
Yeah.
so I want to make sure that I told Gary I wanted him to come and see it, but you can come along.
It could be trouble, the two of us.
I don't know.
The two of us
It
together
would be
on
the
this.
two of us. Chris would be in another room.
Chris, oh my gosh, Chris.
Because we don't have to be a lawyer. We can do it.
Chris is like, guys, have fun. Yeah. That
would
would be
like that.
cool. That would be really cool.
James W. from Topeka, Kansas. Is marijuana legal for recreational use in Kansas?
Oh, I don't know.
I looked it up.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think?
I doubt it. I mean, the Midwestern, I think half the states it's legal, but I always think Midwestern, maybe not.
Okay. The answer is absolutely not. Kansas does not have a medical marijuana program. First-time possessions in Kansas is up to 6 months as a misdemeanor. Multiple convictions elevated to felony status. And Kansas is in the minority as far as states that have or don't have medical marijuana programs. Most states now do. They do not.
Right. Well, but you said recreational use too, so they can't. I mean, that's a no. But not even medical marijuana.
That's that.
Yeah,
that's medical.
okay,
Yeah. So for sure you can't be smoking dope.
Well, all I'm going to say is that in Pennsylvania, we do not allow recreational use, but we allow medical marijuana.
Correct. That is correct.
So here's what I'm saying. Well, you know how I feel. I don't agree with the recreational use.
We don't either.
I know that.
I don't either.
Yes.
But that barn door is open. You
Yes,
forget it.
Yes. But as I said, if they change the law, they change the law.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of the municipalities are making like small possession, like, like a minor offense, like a summary
offense?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're also getting, we had a police officer on here who said that the majority of their DUIs have been cannabis related.
Right.
Are you seeing that?
I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, probably.
Yeah.
Most people are ordering Ubers and stuff, but
That's good.
not if they're high. No, I don't know.
They can't figure the app
But
out.
Mark, it goes back to what you brought up. Alcohol is legal.
Right.
So it's such a hypocrisy now. And alcohol is probably worse.
Absolutely. In terms of risk to health and, driving, all that stuff.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you something. The withdrawal from alcohol is probably worse than almost anything.
So alcohol and benzodiazepines,
Yeah.
you can actually die from withdrawal. Okay. Opiate withdrawal is awful, and you could technically die from dehydration. Sometimes people, they're throwing up and all this stuff, and you can technically die from dehydration. But late stage alcoholism, you see people go into like psychosis, delirium, tremors, the whole bit. But, I've heard that opioid detox, I've heard horror stories on both ends.
Did you go through detox?
No.
I did on phenobarbital.
Yeah, that's what you see a lot of times. You see that they use that with alcohol. They'll give them pheno, and that should help them prevent seizures. And the funny thing is that sticks around your system a while because we get them in outpatient, and they still have phenobarbital in their system. So, but yeah, that's the most life-threatening is alcohol and benzodiazepines.
By the way, I just wanted to sidebar here. Mm-hmm. Jim Bilderbeck says, Mark, he would rather listen to our show than visit the beach.
How awesome is that? That is awesome. Maybe what you should do, Jim, is bring a huge loudspeaker to the beach, especially near a bar on the water, and just play the show. That would be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, he's just a good guy. I had to throw that in. Okay, Judge Mattox. Did you have a lot of support from your family when you were thinking about running for a judge?
Yeah, I had a lot of helpers. That was for sure.
You had, what, 12?
Yeah. Right. Well, they're all in different. I think now there are probably 8 that are still in Delaware County. There's a couple in Chester County, and then there's one in Connecticut and one in Portland, Oregon. So we're scattered around. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I had a lot of people helping me out to campaign and whatnot. Now the first 2 times I ran, I was unopposed, and then the third time was a fight. And I won it barely.
That was 2015.
Yeah, just barely. And then the last time, I got the endorsement of both parties, and then ran sort of unopposed again. But there was competition up for the endorsement, and then when I got the endorsement, there was no competition. But when you do a campaign, you want to get out there and just talk to people, and that's where the community stuff is helpful because I do it all the time. Like, I don't do it just the year I'm running. I do it like every single year, every single day, Yeah. But there are some people that just kind of do things like every 6 years for this.
Yeah.
And
no, it's smart how you do it.
Yeah.
Just so I just want to get back to your family. 12 siblings. Do you know their birthdays? You know Jennifer's birthday?
Yeah, she's like September 5th. But yeah, I know most of them, but
I mean, how does that?
They're on my phone, so they're gonna pop up.
Yeah. I'm just fascinated by your family.
Yeah, right.
And how you were the only person to go into law.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm wondering how many how many nieces and nephews.
It's a geometric progressive.
So there's only 31 grandchildren because slackers like me only had one.
Yeah,
but 31.
And some had none.
Yeah.
But and Jennifer had 9. Remember that?
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about your
that's
genes.
10 right there, right?
Yeah, your genes are going on.
But with 13 children, if everybody had 3 or 4,
wow.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you think that your family, your upbringing, and I know you had really great parents,
right?
That was set the bar for you to go into the giving back to the community in the way that you do?
Yes.
The morals and just how you were brought up.
Yeah, and you're coming from nothing. I mean, when you have 13 kids, it's not like you're rich. I mean. Yeah. My dad was a civil engineer, surveyor, which was nice.
And you told me, did you have one bathroom?
One full bathroom and then one half bathroom.
And people like us are complaining if you only have 2 bathrooms for 4 people or 3 people.
I can't imagine.
How does that work?
It was a twin home. There was 15 people on one side of the twin, and there was 11 in the other side of the twin because the other family had 2 parents and 9 children. And then our family had 2 parents and 13 children. And that's in one twin in Drexel Hill. There was like 150 kids on the block. I mean, it was nuts.
How was it taking a shower in the morning? Like, did you guys fight over the bathroom?
I'm sure like when your younger kids get showers at night or baths or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it was like just a constant. into the
constant
bathroom.
battle.
Like the bathroom was probably never open from 8:00 at night till whatever.
But the hot water tank, I mean, it must have gotten cold so quickly.
I don't remember that, but I just remembered there was sometimes I would get up when I was older, right, and I would try to get a shower before going to college or something, right?
Yeah.
Like if I lived at home because I went to Temple University, but my dad would be sitting on the bed just waiting for some of the kids that were in high school to get it into the shower and out before he would take his shower and go to work. It was crazy.
Wow.
Crazy. But
your dad must have been patient.
He was
Really patient.
I mean,
and his
really.
mom.
Yes. Yeah. It was.
Sakia H. from Camden, New Jersey. Just got out of rehab and excited to start a new life.
That's great to hear.
Good for you. I hope everything goes well.
Keep it
for
up.
you.
Keep it up.
Okay. Jeffrey W. from Queens, New York. What is the difference between a recreational user and an addict?
So when you get recreational users, we have different, when we go to diagnose somebody, we have different criteria out of it's called the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual. And it's funny because this changes all the time. And, because you could go to the DSM-5 or the new one, ICD-10. But basically you fall into certain criteria. And I'll give you an example. One of them is trying to moderate or cut down and not being able to, right? Another criteria would be, having problems. It could be vocational, family, et cetera, related to the usage. Is there any detox behind it? But when you see just a recreational person, I call them earth people. Mm-hmm. Okay. And that's that person that my dad was one. He could have a glass of wine each night with dinner. And I never really saw him drunk, maybe once or twice, a little tipsy.
Same with my father.
They can control it. But the person, the addict, what you're seeing is the biggest symptom is the loss of control.
Right.
And it's obsession and compulsion.
I've got to take another break, but Daryl Booman says many years of Valium addiction and the withdrawal was unreal.
Yeah, Valium, benzodiazepine withdrawal, the anxiety is insane. And the post-acute withdrawal, which lasts for sometimes a couple months to up to 2 years, but, is really bad. The anxiety goes through the roof.
Good. All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll come back with Judge Christopher Mattox.
This is Clean and Sober Radio.
A cancer diagnosis can knock the wind out of you. The Sidney Kimmel Cancer Center at Abington Jefferson Health can help. Our brand new Asplund Cancer Pavilion brings you 86,000 square feet of cancer-fighting science for truly comprehensive care. Backed by the strength of an NCI-designated cancer center. Call 1-800-JEFF now. The Sidney Kimmel Cancer Center at Abington Jefferson Health. The power to out-science cancer.
610-632-8601. This is Clean and Sober Radio.
Welcome back, and it's interesting. Before we did the show, we were talking about who sang "I Shot the Sheriff." You said Eric Clapton, and Chris said Bob Marley, and you were both right.
Yes.
Bob Marley's the original.
Bob Marley's the original? No. Is Bob Marley there? Can you look that up? Because I was bragging before the show that I picked Eric Clapton, who was the original.
Okay. But I'll tell you something. When I hear that, I wish I was back in Jamaica. Come on. Really.
I've never been to Jamaica.
It's all this reggae stuff.
Wow.
It's the best.
Well, hey, by the way, I got to tell you guys about something that happened earlier. Gary called me up, and he said... First thing, can you smoke a cigar after the show? And then he said, you know what? I only have $4 in my pocket. And I said, oh, okay. And he said, because I can't go to the bank because it's Juneteenth. And I said to Gary, I said, well, can't you just go to the ATM? And you know what he said?
No.
What did he say, Mark?
He does not have a bank card.
I never had one.
I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody that does not have an ATM card.
Brad, do you have a bank card?
I mean, this is as bad as
I have them.
You have it, Chris?
He still uses AOL.com.
No, I don't use that. But you see, because I'm in the bank almost every other day.
I mean, why don't you just get the ATM card and you can go to a Mac machine or ATM machine and get your money out?
Mac machine? You mean a George machine?
Well, they called it the Mac machine in like the 80s, right?
George machine.
But so you go to the teller almost every day?
Every other. Oh yeah, because I'm making deposits.
Oh, okay.
So then I can get money out. But today when I went to the bank, it was closed.
Yeah, but if you ever need money after bank hours, which is every day, or a Sunday when they're closed, or today they're closed for a holiday, you got to have something.
Well, I figured I have credit cards, and tomorrow morning the bank will be open at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, your poor wife, I'm sure. Honey, can I have some money, please? I don't know.
And he's the guy that's waiting at the bank entrance, and they're like, "There's Gary Hendler again." Like 7:59, he's at the bank.
Well, that would be hard because they open at 9.
Okay, it's 8. Well, maybe you get there early.
But you have bank cards, huh?
Yeah, it's almost like a cell phone. People just can't do without them these days.
I never had one.
Yeah, you have a cell phone for sure.
I have a cell phone, but I
He's
think
got a flip phone.
a bank card would just be another, access to get money.
I want to do a parent thing here.
Okay, go
because
ahead.
it's Father's Day.
Okay.
So I had to come down on Christine the other day. She lost her clarinet, and she's got Music Man camp starting on Monday. And I drove her to the school. The school's now closed for the summer. I drove her to the school yesterday, and the security guard walked her around. She found her folder with her music in it, but she didn't find her clarinet.
Well, when did she lose it?
I guess
Months ago? Weeks ago?
Probably, who knows. So, but she decided to tell me the other day because the camp's coming up.
Yeah.
So Dad said, cell phone. So right now I have a child that's at home probably crying right now. I probably shouldn't admit that on the air. But you know what? I figured if you can't be responsible with the clarinet, this is Judge maybe, I don't know, talking, but then I'm gonna take the phone until you show me you can be responsible. So,
Okay.
Anyway.
As an addict, I would say wrong.
Okay.
I would say this is like with a kid these days, taking the phone away is like the nuclear option.
Right.
It's like the nuclear option. And I guess sometimes kids need some discipline.
What would you do, Mark, in that situation if Junior lost his whatever he lost and waited? So she must have had a lot of anxiety, Chris, to tell you
And waited to tell me?
Yeah, and waited to tell you that he lost his whatever.
I would be frustrated especially because of the money aspect of it. I got to tell you, I probably wouldn't take the phone at that point, but I would take the phone for other things that you probably wouldn't take the phone for. And I'll tell you, it works like a charm.
Yes.
Taking their phone or taking their computer, it's like the nuclear option, but they really, once you do that, she's not going to forget.
Yeah. So then Dad had to call the director of the camp and say, "Hey, do you guys have a spare clarinet laying around or something?" And they do. So when Christine came up to say goodnight to me last night, I always make sure we still do that. I said, "You're welcome." And she said, "What?" And I said, "I called the camp counselor and there's going to be a clarinet on Monday." And she was like, "Goody, can I have my phone back?"
Of course.
And I said, "No, we'll have to wait and see."
I bet she has another phone. She's got a throwaway phone.
Yeah, right. I haven't seen that because she's been upset.
When are you going to give it back?
Soon, we'll see.
Oh, so you don't give an end date?
No, and that's what she said to me today.
I mean,
Dad, can you give me an idea when I can have my phone back? I said, let's not talk. I said, let's not talk about it.
That's tough. And you know that from being like when you don't give an end date.
I know.
That's wrong.
She'll get it. She'll get it back. Don't worry about it.
Chris.
But
you know what? I wish my parents disciplined me. Maybe it would have been a different story.
I know my parents disciplined me. And any of my siblings that are listening know 1 month, not a week.
For what?
1 month.
What, like
you were in for a month. Right?
That's painful.
And then I tell this. This is related to Judge stuff, so I'm going to tell the story.
Yeah.
So I tell this story in court to the kids when they come in front of me. I said, "You know what my dad used to do?" And they all look at you like. I said, "My dad used to. If my friend got in a fight with somebody else, my dad would punish me. And you know what he was teaching me? He was teaching me, don't be there. don't be around a problem. I said, and that's what I think you should learn from this experience. And it goes over great.
Oh yeah,
it really goes over. But my dad did that. So anyway,
So that would be like an accessory to the crime, right?
So maybe that's why I became a judge, because of the way my dad brought me up. I don't know.
I'm sure.
I don't know. But I just still say 13 kids, they gave their lives for their family.
I can't even.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They absolutely did.
Yeah, it's sacrifice.
Talk
So
about
anyway.
selflessness.
Yeah, exactly.
Selfless.
Yes, exactly.
To have 13 kids, I mean,
It's like a camp bunk.
I mean, it's selfless as you can get.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, this is so great. All right, let me ask you guys something. First of all, Chris, what are you doing this weekend, Judge Mattox?
Well, I have a Father's Day thing for the church on Saturday, and then there's a Juneteenth. Upper Darby's having a first annual Juneteenth that I'm going to try to make in the afternoon.
Okay.
And then Sunday's Father's Day, so I hope I'll be relaxing and just enjoying Father's Day.
Well, any activities around that, do you know?
I hope they take me out to dinner, but we'll see. I took her phone, so maybe she'll be like, Dad, I don't.
Yeah, I couldn't make reservations.
That's good. I like that.
Right? Mark, what's your name? Mark? Mark, what are you doing? You're going fishing
I'm
tomorrow.
going shark fishing tomorrow.
Nice.
Out on the boat.
Out on the boat, just right off Brigantine. Gonna use some chum and see if we can catch some, there's a lot of brown sharks around right now, and then there's threshers offshore.
Those brown sharks are 3, 4, 5 feet long.
Oh, yeah.
I was on the pier last weekend at Ventnor, and they were bringing up the sand sharks.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I mean, the people don't realize that there is a lot of sharks around at different times. When they're swimming, they are swimming with sharks. I can pretty much guarantee it. At certain times of year.
Yeah, keep laughing at me.
And Gary's afraid of the water, so he doesn't go in because of sharks and seeing jaws and all. So
is that smart of me, or what do you think?
I think that the chances of being bitten by a shark are so low. But I am afraid that Gary's that guy that avoids water his whole life because of sharks. Finally gets the courage to go in, and there's a great white. It's just like life playing a joke, So
Yeah. It's been a really good show.
Absolutely, Chris
guest.
is the best.
Gets a lot of we got a lot of information out of him. We learned about his life, and one of the good guys. Remember.
You still got a lot of time, at least a minute and a half.
Okay, forget what I just said.
We have a minute
We
and a
just
half.
got reprimanded from our producer. Yeah.
What are you doing this weekend?
So I'm going down the shore tomorrow morning after the bank opens.
After the bank opens.
So I can't believe I'm walking around with $3.
$3. Could you imagine if Gary goes to the bank tomorrow and it's closed for 2 days? And
well, I'll find money somewhere, believe me. And then maybe something Sunday. I don't know. When's Father's Day? Sunday?
tomorrow.
No, Sunday.
Sunday.
Oh, Sunday. Happy Father's Day.
Yeah. Hey, and listen, all of our listeners, fathers, happy Father's Day.
Yep.
I want to say you mothers, but happy Father's Day. And yeah.
And happy Mother's Day in
When's
the
that?
past. In the past.
That's May.
That's May, but we'll throw it out there.
Yeah,
for,
why not?
For all the moms.
We're trying to, again, remember there's for the addiction, there's no drive-throughs, there's no delivery services. Everybody gets everything delivered today.
Yeah.
You got to get out there, and it's out there. The resources are out there. Please take advantage of it, man, because I waited way too long to get clean.
Absolutely, and welcome Massachusetts to listening to the show, right? On another note.
Now we're being told to
Now
wrap
we're
it
told to
up.
quicken.
Okay, remember, if you or a loved one is struggling with addiction, help is available. Please call 1-800-662-HELP. That's 1-800-662-HELP. For Clean and Sober Radio, I'm Gary Hendler.
I'm Mark Sigmund.
And Mark and I both thank everybody for all the support that you've been giving us, and have a great weekend.
I'd like to say thank you on behalf of the group and ourselves, and I hope we pass the auditioning.
Hey, Brad, thanks a million for doing what you do.
pleasure.
TJ, thanks a million. Everybody have a safe, fun weekend, and we'll catch you later.